I've worked in the field of antimicrobials for nearly 30 years, since I started my subspecialty training in infectious diseases after completing my residency in internal medicine. I subsequently held a number of faculty positions in infectious diseases, primarily focused on research, but also with teaching as well as patient care responsibilities. After several years in academia, I moved into private industry, joining GlaxoSmithKline, becoming head of clinical development for anti-infectives, with global responsibility for a range of anti-infective products to address targets across the spectrum of infectious disease pathogens. After 12 years at GSK, I left to take on a variety of positions as chief medical officer at smaller pharmaceutical companies, again, advancing the development of newer agents, but including antimicrobial agents as well. Patients undergoing hemodialysis are at particular risk for developing bloodstream infections because the catheters that connect the dialysis machine to the patient have to pierce the skin in order to gain access to the veins to allow exchange of blood. Since there are populations of bacteria that live on the skin, the catheter allows very easy access to the bloodstream by those bacteria. Now, a variety of different approaches have been taken in order to mitigate these risks, but the bottom line is that when patients have these catheters in place for long periods of time, and especially the central venous catheters, which are now in widespread use in patients undergoing hemodialysis, they become a great risk for developing bloodstream infection. Well, based on a recent analysis, approximately 20% of patients with central venous catheters in place for up to a year would develop pretty serious bloodstream infections due to Staph aureus. Staph aureus being one of the more serious bacterial infections that a patient can acquire. Well, based on a comprehensive analysis that included evaluating the duration of hospital stay, the areas in the hospital where these patients who develop these bloodstream infections are typically treated, and the cost of care, it's been estimated that the average cost for caring for a patient who develops a bloodstream infection due to these agents is approximately $47,000 per year. And if you multiply that times the number of patients who develop these types of infections each year, that accounts for upwards of $350 million in healthcare expenditures in the US each year.